right, welcome to episode 3, Mac and Clay Show. We are your hosts, Mac and Clay. You might remember us from such classic videos as Gunny Reacts to I Almost Joined the Marine Corps, or East Coast, West Coast Marines Meet, or Gunny Hayes' Antifa.
My all-time favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one. So today we are going to talk about a little bit about health and wellness and pain management and CBD. I got this little guy right here. This is Guardian Naturals Brand CBD Tactical Cream. So to kick this off and why we're talking about this, I was in Iraq in 2004, got hit by an IED and jacked me up pretty good. And I've been dealing with chronic pain ever since. And I've gone to the VA probably 1,000 times, if I had to count. And each interaction has been slightly worse than the last. And it's just been a very frustrating and at one point enlightening experience, because what I realized is at the end of the day, the only person that truly cares about my health and well-being is me. It's my responsibility to know my body, know what's going on with my body, and do the homework and research and learn about all my options for my mental and physical health, and to do what is right for me and not just take the word of a doctor, because they may not always have your best interest as a priority. Lots of times they're human beings. They might have a long day. You might be the 10th person that comes through their office, and they might say, just give this guy a fucking Percocet and send him on his way. And that has happened to me. So, Clay, have you had any instances, have you dealt with any residual pain from your time in the Marine Corps?
No, I've just had some stomach issues from dysentery, but nothing else like nothing. I never got injured or nothing like that. I was fortunate enough to not.
But you are going through some physical stuff, doctor's visits recently, and
yeah,
you're having to kind of, we're getting old, man. Me and you.
And maybe it's just being, I don't know, 40 almost anyway. Maybe it's just that. I mean, I don't know. There is some residual stuff. I've got stomach issues from that, obviously, and that's been one of the things that I've carried with the most, because I swear I got lasting effects of that. Tried some other things, but it's interesting how all of these, I don't know, I won't call it self-medicating, but, it's kind of more options available for pain management that are out there now, because contrary to popular belief, there are more things than Motrin and water and changing your socks that can actually help you out, right?
And believe it or not, it actually might be better.
Yeah. I know it feels like it's a cure-all for 4 years.
Contrary to popular belief.
Yes. And I've taken the CBD. I still have the issues with sleep, so I try to take like the drops to sleep. But I've never used it as a topical. So
How is the CBD drops work? Because I've only tried it once.
I feel like it makes a difference. If you take it, about an hour before you go to bed, it kind of gives it a chance to get in your system and work before you go lay down. So I feel like it does make a difference, and it helps me sleep better. I've been varying with the doses. Sometimes you start out low, and then you end up, getting all the way up.
Yeah.
And you can tell a difference. I know a lot of my buddies, they just smoke weed. And I guess it's to each his own. And it's arguable as to which one's better. One's definitely legal, and one may not be, depending upon what state you live in.
Well, there's so many arguments on both sides of the natural versus pharmaceutical, legal versus not legal.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem has always been, I've just been one of those critical thinking kind of people where I question everything. And just because someone says this is legal versus illegal doesn't make it necessarily I was right or wrong. Because when you look at the pharmaceutical companies and the amount of money that they spend to lobby for lawmakers to make things legal versus not legal. There's a lot of times where drugs were made illegal, but that doesn't mean they're less safe than something that is legal. And that we can see that through the opioid epidemic that's going on, and how many people are addicted to fentanyl, heroin, and all these other opioids that are super addictive.
It's big fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so I think, again, when I said in the very beginning that it is our own personal responsibility to take the time to critically think about our own best interest and listen to what people are saying and telling us and trying to sell us, and decide for ourselves what is right. And we had the opportunity to work with a CBD producer out of Holland, and they've been dealing with, that kind of THC, CBD related products forever. I mean, if you're going to think of where the number one source for this kind of stuff is, it's going to be that part of the world.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So they approached us, and they've got this fantastic product. And at first, I'll be honest, I didn't know much about it and was skeptical. And I'd heard CBD, and I'm thinking, like, it's just,
yeah, right.
Like I've only smoked pot like a handful of times. Just wasn't my thing. Mm-hmm. And I was raised pretty conservative, went to church, and brought up to think that drugs were wrong, And so it took me a while, especially then you go to the Marine, right out of high school, going to the Marine Corps, and then zero tolerance, right? Yeah. And then you get out, and I start, into the real world, and then you're like, holy shit, everybody smokes pot.
Yeah.
But you start with that mentality of potheads are a certain person, lazy, don't have a job, live in their mom's basement.
It's definitely not the case.
Pizza rolls.
Yeah.
And then I started getting out of the real world and meeting people who are awesome human beings, and
highly
functioning, successful, fantastic people, also smoke the shit out of some pot.
Yeah. That's like the no hangover, the whole, you don't wake up cloudy. You don't, like, you smoke some, go to bed, helps you sleep, do everything, and you don't wake up dehydrated and all the stuff. Like, there's a ton of benefits to it.
Yeah. And it's natural, and if it's working, and then it goes back to critical thinking. I was taught at a young age that something was bad and I shouldn't do it. But then I went past what I was told, experienced for myself, and realized I had a different opinion. So I went with what my experiences were versus what someone told me. And so that when we had this opportunity to work with this company and sell these CBD products, my first thought was, it's a cool opportunity. However, I don't want to sell something that I don't know anything about or haven't tried myself. So I started using the topical cream. Comes in this sweet little container, and it's just a pump. So you squirt it into your hand. This is a brand new bottle, so I pump a couple times. Just a little bit of lotion, and then rub it on your little spot that hurts. And for me, it's always my neck and my shoulder. Get these nasty knots where everything is just so tight, and it's inflamed and it hurts. And it has kind of like a eucalyptus menthol-y. It's got like avocado fruit, aloe leaf juice, jojoba seed oil, all these things that I cannot pronounce. But for the most part, it's got a ton of really good natural ingredients in the oil and the cream to make it a really good high-end product. And then it has a very high dose of pure, the cream is THC free. So it's very pure. And this specific cream, if you can read that, it says 1,750 milligrams of CBD in this bottle. So it's pretty potent stuff. It's better than the stuff you're going to find, the garbage that you're going to find at the gas station, or these, cheaper pop-up stores you see on the side of the road. This is a much better product. But again, so I was skeptical, so I tried it out. And the first time, actually, that feels kind of good. I was like, oh, maybe it's just because like someone told me it works good, that I'm believing it's going to work good, right? So then I
Jab.
kept trying it, and every time, man, like I rub it in, and I just start feeling relaxed. My shoulders start. It's like a muscle relaxing cream. So then I was in New York a couple weeks ago and working and sitting in a chair all day, and then sitting in my truck. I had to drive there. So by the time I got home, I was just like my whole back was just, my muscles were just rocks, right? In a
Yeah.
lot of pain, to the point where it was like radiating up my cheek into my jaw, making my ear, like my ear canal, like it felt almost like an ear infection because all
Yeah.
these muscles in your neck, just the whole area is just irritated. So I scheduled a massage. Went to this massage therapist who was fantastic, and he does something I'll talk about here in a second. But I gave him the cream, and I'm like, hey, while you're doing my massage, if you could squirt some of this on your hands and rub it into my shoulders and back, I just want to try it out. And so he does. I get my full hour-long massage, and dude, for like 5 days, I was like so chill, so relaxed. My muscles in my neck, my back, everything was just like this.
I love
It
that.
was very noticeable, very impressive, and so um, nothing but good things to say about this product, and nothing but good things to say about um, positive, natural approaches to pain relief versus the Percocet and Vicodin and all the other nonsense that I was taking, that I kind of swore off because I just knew that the side effects, like it was tearing up my stomach, all that
They
pain
all will.
medication.
They all will. And
Yeah.
the good thing about that stuff is not habit forming. You're not going to have any kind of dependency on that. If you do stop, you may feel a difference, but that's what I think everybody owes it to themselves to even try a way of the holistic pain management before, because we all know the VA, we've all been there. And like, it's a lot different whenever you hit the VA than whenever you're in. Whenever you're in, you can't get anything but motion or water, like we just talked about. As soon as you hit the VA, they'll prescribe you stuff just because, right? Like, it
Right.
seems like they go straight to the top. And God forbid you got PTSD, antipsychotics, all this other stuff that they'll try to just pump down your throat. And it's basically like they're just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. Like, there is no doctoring with that. Everybody's different, and I get that. But it seems like they just try to throw narcotics at you that are habit forming. So I think it's due diligence on everybody's part if they try this stuff, and it's gonna treat everybody differently and work differently for everybody, even the oil or whatever. But it's worth a shot at the end of the day, I think.
Yeah. And like I said,
See if you go.
there's no negative side effects, and it's natural, and it's a good, there's so much science and research that's being done right now into CBD products. So if anybody that's watching has any experience with CBD and any pros, cons, be honest. We have products for sale, but I'm not trying to sell you snake oil. I'm trying to give healthy alternatives to opioids or other things that I've tried, and the pros don't outweigh the cons. And I found something that works really well for me, and have the opportunity to share it and sell it. And I think that's a positive thing to be able to offer a product that I can use, give it to friends they've used, family members they've used, and I haven't had a single negative, an overwhelming positive response to. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. So the product is Guardian Naturals. We have oil available and the tactical cream, the lotion that you put on. Those are two products available currently. You go to guardiannaturals.com and check it out. But yeah.
Hell yeah, good. It's another option. It's another option that's out there for pain management, and that's huge. I know a lot of us do suffer with that more so than others. So check it out without a doubt. That's
Yeah.
good
And
stuff.
so
So
that'll
I'm
bring
gonna have
us
to get me.
to, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to get me some of it now and see. I don't know. I may.
Yeah, we'll fire you off. And as we do more of these videos, you know, the more audience that we build and the more interaction that we have with you guys, the more we'll have some opportunities. You know, if we can do something where I might give some of this stuff away to some people that need it and want to try it out, and then you can give us a little feedback video response and say, hey, got it in the mail, tried it out, here's what I thought. And yeah, so we'll maybe have some opportunities once I get more of this product available and have the opportunity to give some out. But so for the end of our show, we always like to try to do a little positive call to action. And so in line with what we were talking about today, my challenge for you guys would be to do something physically positive for your body this week. I've noticed that when I sit or I'm sedentary for a couple of days in a row, it might feel good to relax, but at the end of it, I always feel like shit. But if I'm like physically tired, sore, kind of feel beat up, but then still get in like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a crazy workout, but move my body, do a little push-ups, do a little run, do something, take some CBD oil, you know, rub it in the shoulders, stuff like that. Those kinds of positive things consistently throughout your week can make a huge difference. And so that would be
helps you sleep too. Being exhausted helps you sleep. You know, I don't sleep because I think so much. You know, your mind's constantly going. I know we've talked about that before, right? So if you can physically exhaust yourself, it helps.
I'm sure there's times where we'll text each other at like 1 a.m. We're both awake, just fucking.
I want to be able to. That's what I need to switch for. I need something that'll go in there and just let me go to my nothing place for a little bit, and I don't know.
Well, and you know, I found a little trick for that. Sometimes it works. If you have a pad and pen by your bed, and if there's something swirling in your brain, well, turning your phone on is not good for your eyes. You get that light.
Stimulates it on the.
It doesn't shut your brain down. It wakes you up.
I know.
And writing, there's actually science behind writing versus typing or doing something on your phone. Writing actually is, I don't understand the science behind it, but it actually is very therapeutic for your brain to write your thoughts down, like with a pencil or a pen.
So you just guess, or do you like have a light?
So I generally, because I don't want to wake my wife up, I will get out of bed, go to the kitchen, and I have dim lights in the kitchen. So I'll just grab a pen and I'll have a little notepad out there and I'll write my whatever it is. And it allows my brain to let go of whatever it was I was thinking about because I wrote it down. And now I know that my thought has been put on paper. So I don't have to swirl on it. Because my thing with me, if I come up with an idea, I have to think it all the way through. And then I'm worried that if I go to sleep, I'll forget about it.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it'll be gone, which happens. But if I write it down, then I'm like, okay, it's on paper. I can let that go.
Deal with it in the morning.
And then it does relax me. It helps me shift, and then I can fall asleep.
It's a good idea.
Try it out.
Do that.
Write that in the comments. If it works, try it out. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyways, thanks for listening and watching the Mac and Clay Show. And if you have any thoughts, ideas, comments, hit us up. Follow us on Instagram at Mac and Clay. And you guys have yourself a fantastic evening.
Semper.